You know what happens to most of us. We have this one thing in common. All of us have stress in our lives. The only difference between people who are successful and people who are not successful is how they deal with it. So if you want to be more resilient, if you want to be able to handle more things in your life, then this video is for you. Today, we will talk about how to stay calm when you feel stressed out. Let's get started. Okay, so let us say you have a project at work that is due tomorrow, and you haven't even started it yet because you were busy doing other things. Your boss comes up to you and asks about the status and says, "Hey, can I see the report that you were working on?" Now, what do you do? Do you start to panic or do you start to think about solutions? Well, successful people always look for a solution to the problem they're facing, whereas non-successful people will start to panic. But here's the thing. Panicking won't solve the problem. It will only make it worse. So the first step to staying calm when you are stressed out is to take a deep breath and then think about the situation logically. Now, as soon as your brain starts to feel like it's being attacked, it goes into attack mode or defense mode. That is something that has been hard-coded into our DNA from way back when we were in the jungle and we had to fight or flight. And those are the two options that your brain gives you when it is in attack mode or defense mode. You either fight or you flight. There is no option number 3. But here's the thing. You don't have to follow your brain's instructions. If you understand how your brain works, you can actually trick it into doing whatever you want it to do. For example, if you feel like you're getting a panic attack, instead of thinking that you're having a panic attack, tell yourself that you are having a fight response. That is something that many successful people do. They trick their brain into going from attack mode or defense mode to a state where they are more calm and they are able to think more clearly. Let's go back to the example I gave you earlier. When your boss comes up to you and asks you about the project that you haven't started yet, instead of panicking, take a deep breath and say to yourself, "This is a stressful situation, but I don't need to panic because I am a capable person and I can handle this." Once you've done that, you need to come up with a plan. You need to figure out how exactly you're going to get this project done by tomorrow. And to be able to do that, you need to focus. But here is the problem. Most people cannot focus when they are stressed out because their brains are in fight or flight mode. Their sympathetic nervous system is activated and they can't turn off that switch. But guess what? You can learn how to do it. In fact, if you practice focusing when you're stressed out, you will be able to do it at any point in time. In fact, I was reading an interview recently with Chris Bailey, who's the author of a book called How to Calm Your Mind. And he said something very interesting. He said that you can learn how to calm your mind just like you would learn how to touch type. It's a skill that you can develop over time. And I really liked that analogy, so I thought I would share it with you. So yes, you can learn how to remain focused when you're stressed out. You can learn how to activate your parasympathetic nervous system at any point in time. And I'm going to teach you how to do it right now. So the first step is to breathe deeply. When you're stressed out, your breathing becomes very shallow. Instead of taking deep breaths, you start to breathe very quickly, and shallow breaths put you into fight or flight mode. So to get out of fight or flight mode, you need to start breathing deeply again. And there's a very simple technique that you can use to do this. It's called box breathing. Box breathing is a technique that Navy SEALs use to be able to remain calm under extreme pressure. And it's very simple. You basically breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold your breath again for 4 seconds. And after you do this for second cycle, you will find that you're more relaxed and you're able to think more clearly. The next step is to challenge your thoughts. So when you're stressed out, you might start to have negative thoughts like "I see it and to do this," or "I'm not good enough." These thoughts will only make you feel worse. So it's important to challenge them and ask yourself whether they're really true. Most of the time these thoughts are not true. They are just your brain trying to protect you by making you feel worse so that you'll take action. But you don't have to listen to these thoughts. In fact, you can ignore them completely. Just tell yourself that they're not true and then focus on finding a solution to your problem. The third step is to prioritize. When you're stressed out, you probably have a lot of things on your plate. You might have multiple projects to work on and a lot of deadlines to meet. It can feel like you're drowning in work. But here's the thing. You don't have to do everything. You can prioritize and focus on the most important tasks first. This doesn't mean that you should neglect your other tasks, but it does mean that you shouldn't try to do everything at once. When you're stressed out, it is important to focus on the big picture and make sure that you are not losing sight of your goals. Take some time to write down your priorities and then focus on them one at a time. The fourth step is to set realistic expectations. One of the biggest causes of stress is setting unrealistic expectations. Maybe you expect yourself to be able to do too much, or maybe you expect yourself to be perfect. Whatever your expectations are, they're likely unrealistic, and that's why you're stressed out. So take some time to assess your expectations and see if they're realistic. Are you expecting too much of yourself? Are you expecting perfection? Once you've identified your unrealistic expectations, you can start to adjust them. This doesn't mean that you should lower your standards, but it does mean that you should be more realistic. The fifth and final step is to take care of yourself. When you're stressed out, it's important to take care of yourself both physically and mentally. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods, and exercising regularly. These things will help you reduce stress levels and make you feel better overall. You should also make time for activities that you enjoy and that help you relax. This could be anything from reading to taking a bath to going for a walk in the park. The important thing is that you make time for yourself and do things that you enjoy. Otherwise, you will burn out. There you have it. 5 steps that you can take to stay calm when you're feeling stressed out. Remember that it's okay to feel stressed out from time to time. It's a normal part of life, but it's not okay to let stress control you. You're the one in control. So the next time you feel stressed out, use these steps to calm yourself down and get back on track. And hey, before you go, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of our future videos. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.